Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me. I am back. Back after my birthday. I did take a couple of days. Well, I didn't take the whole day off, but I took a few hours off in the afternoon to spend time with my kids and just enjoy not working for a few hours. But I worked during the morning to help get orders and everything out, but I just took the afternoons off for the last couple of days and spent it with my kiddos. They had me a little party last night that we had to wait for the grandkids to be off work, so they was all off last night, so we had a little party, and they had me a beautiful cake, and you might see it on Facebook. Melina has already posted the photos, and we just sit around and laughed and ate my favorite, which is spaghetti and garlic bread and salad. So we sit around and ate that and talked and laughed and had a really good time. But back to reality. It's time I get back to work. I have worked all day today and it has been crazy. My computer keeps going off, and both printers kept messing up when I had to print about $200 worth of digital. So, but both printers kept messing up, and it was just, I've had a morning and a half. But we are about to do a video, so we're gonna put all that behind us and get started on some videos. And I do have a little tale that I'll tell you along the way, so stay tuned for that. Now, I have got some book pages pulled out because I want to make some things with book pages, because it's been a while since I've made anything with book pages. And I have so many that are getting stacked up here behind me that I decided I needed to start using some of them. Even though I hate to, because these are, I don't know, is that Italian, French, or something? I don't know what it is. Quovidis? I don't know. And then some of them are Italian that I got from Rachel a couple of years ago. I hate to use them. I've been hoarding them because you can't get these around here like this. So anyway, we're going to use some of them. I need to quit hoarding things and start using. Now this feels like 2 or 3, but I think it's just one. Now I'm just pulling all of that glue off of the edge there because we don't want that glue. Wow, that does feel, that's a very thick paper. So what can we do? We can do lots of different things with these. You can make just about anything that you can think of. But I think we might make some pockets, some tags, and maybe some journal cards. And then I think on this one, I want to make it into a belly band. So, and I don't think that's too wide for a belly band. Now, if you don't have a lot of book pages and you want to save your book pages, you can cut this in half and then just put another paper behind it to make it a little bit stronger, and then use both sides for 2 different belly bands. But since I have plenty, I am going to use mine like this. Look at this. Isn't that cute? They're cute until they grow up. My son-in-law was telling me, Benji was telling me last night that he heard something growling out in the yard the other night. And they live about 15 miles from me. And he said, I think it's a mountain lion. I mean, I think it, what did he say? I think it's a lion. And I said, Benji, I really don't think there's any lions around here. I said, it may be a bobcat. I said, we have lots of bobcats around here. We have a ton of bobcats around this area. And they can sound like a lion, or they can sound like a hyena sometimes. I mean, they've got different sounds, but he said, I don't think it's a bobcat. I think it's a lion. He said, bobcats don't sound like that. I said, okay, let me pull it. So I pulled it up on YouTube, and I had a bobcat sound. And so he was like, oh, that's just exactly what it sounded like. I said, told you. But he is usually right. But that one time I was right. All right, what I'm using here is some of the cutouts. These are the Grove laser cutouts that came in those E-Club kit bundles, the the birthday bundle bash or birthday bash bundle. And this is just some that I had left over, so I grabbed me one of each because these are rub-ons and then these are the laser cuts. So I grabbed me one because I love these. These are so pretty. And I think I'm going to use parts of this to put on this book page. I want the book page to show, so I don't want to cover it all up. So, but anyway, that wasn't what the funny story I was going to tell you. That's just one that popped in my head when I saw that little, I don't know, tiger or whatever it is there. That one. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. But I want something down the side, so I'm thinking about maybe one of these. And I know you can't see all this, but if I pull it over it, and it's got 4 pages, so we've got plenty of stuff to play with. Thinking I might put this down the edge, like that. And then put this little guy right here. And then put a label across the bottom. I think that'd be cute. Let's see. I don't have a label there, so we have plenty of labels because in our AJ kit, we got all of these number strips from Tim Holtz. We got a whole pack of them. So I'm going to use probably one of these. Let's see. I want a darker one because I want it to show up on here pretty good. That'll work. All right, let's start. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'm going to mark it with a pencil, I think. Well, where is my pencil? Maybe I won't mark it with a pencil. But anyway, the funny thing that I was going to tell you was Mr. Aaron spent the night with me on Tuesday night. He didn't want me to be alone on my birthday, so he spent the night with me on Tuesday night. And he always loves to take a shower in my shower because the water, we have fantastic water pressure here. I mean, it just, my hubby fixed this place up where there's plenty of water pressure. So he loves taking a shower in there because of the shower head and the water pressure. Theirs at home, at his house, is just terrible. So anyway, he got in the shower and he took a shower. Now, I didn't, I was downstairs watching TV. I didn't think nothing about it. Well, then this morning, let's see. Was it yesterday morning? No, it was yesterday morning. I started to say this morning. It was yesterday morning. I can't remember my days right now. I got up and was going to take my shower, wash my hair. And I went in the shower and I had already got wet. And I looked up and there was no shampoo, there was no conditioner, and there was no body wash. So there I was in the shower all wet and nothing to wash with. I did have some bar soap up there. So I went ahead and used a little bar soap on part of my body because I'm very, very dry, so I can't use a lot of bar soap because it dries me out so bad. But I keep it in there for problem areas, like if I have an area that's breaking out or something on my back of my arms, I'll use bar soap on it to dry it up. But anyway, so I waited. I didn't say anything yesterday because he was cleaning the house and Brandon was over here, and I didn't want to get him upset because he has meltdowns. He has autism, so he has meltdowns just like some people do. But I didn't want to get him upset yesterday, and especially since it was, going to be party time. I didn't want him upset, so I didn't say anything yesterday. Well, then this morning when I got up to take my shower, I remembered when I got in there that I had nothing to bathe with. So I got out and I found a little bottle of shampoo, and I ended up bathing with shampoo. And then I washed my hair, but I didn't have any conditioner to put in it. So when I got finished, I came down and got my coffee and sit down, and I knew it was still early for him. He didn't like to get up early, so I didn't text him right then, but when I waited until about 11 o'clock, and then I texted him and I said, Aaron, what did you do with Nene's body wash and shampoo and everything that I had in my shower? I said, what did you do with all of it? And he said, Nene, I think I used it all. I said, you used every bit of it? And he said, yes, ma'am. And after I used it all, I threw the bottles away, the empty bottles away. I said, oh my goodness. I said, Aaron, there was enough shampoo and body wash in there for probably, I mean, it would have lasted me another month. But he said, yeah, I used it and then I threw the bottle away. I said, oh my goodness. So I didn't say too much more to him because if you do get on to him really hot and heavy, he has meltdowns. And then it makes it really hard for his mom and daddy to deal with him because he's a big old boy. And if he gets upset, he has tantrums. So I said, okay, that's all right. He said, Nene, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I said, that's okay. He said, you're not mad at me, are you? I said, no, I'm not mad at you. I said, Nene, will just buy some more. And he said, okay, Nene. Well, he texted me like 10 times during the day today. Nene, you're sure you're not mad at me? I'm so sorry. I said, baby, I'm not mad at you. I'm okay. I said, I've already ordered me some more and it'll be here tomorrow. So I said, I'll be good. I'll have my shampoo and everything then. So his daddy got home a while ago and I had told Brandon about it. And he said, Nene, he called me. He said, Nene, I told you not to tell my daddy. I said, baby, he was out here when I was talking about it, so he heard me, you know. I said, I didn't tell him to tattletale. He heard me, and so therefore he knew. And I said, he didn't get on to you, did he? And he said, no, but he come in my room and said, Aaron Jonas, I have no idea why you would use all of Nene's body wash and shampoo, and my body wash is very feminine smelling too. Aaron said, but Daddy, it smelled so good. So that's my funny for today. All right, that's our belly band. I love that. And see, that's just using just a few pieces out of this pack that most of you have already ordered and probably will either have gotten or will receive by the end of the week. The birthday bash bundles. We've got, I think, I want to say we may have one more left. I'm not sure. I haven't looked on the computer this morning. We may have one more bundle left. If we do, you better grab it because they'll be gone in a hurry if they're not already gone. They could be already gone for all I know. But there we go. There's that. Now, we do have these. We had a few of these left, a few of the rub-ons left, some of the washi, some of these rub-ons. We had some of these left and a couple of paper packs. And I went ahead and put those in the store. So they're in the .com store, scrapbookingwithme.com, if you want to go over there and pick any of those up. Most of them are less than half price. So when I get a deal, I try to share it with you guys and give you a deal. So if you want to go over there and grab some, then better go get them because we only have a few and they're already, I mean, that's all that we can get. They're already marked out of stock on the wholesale house. Okay, I think on this one, I might make a pocket. And I think I'm going to leave it the height. I don't think I want to trim anything off. The width will probably be okay too. Let me see. It's right at 5. I think I might trim just a little bit of this side off. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with this. And this is just easy peasy things that you can do with book pages. It's nothing about it is hard. It's very, very simple. But I think it makes very pretty pockets and tags and journal cards and things like that. So anyway, that's 2 little funny stories for you. And I remembered the one when I saw this little tiger here. That little thing's cute, isn't it? This is just a little magazine that we get ever so often around here. And I usually read through it. It's mostly advertisement, but I usually kind of read through it. And then after I read through it, I use it for glue pages because it's got a really shiny surface and it does really well for glue pages. And I am running out of my glue stick. We did get another supply of our glue sticks in. So if you want some of those, you can grab them. I hate when I get down to this, when it's almost out like this, because I want to use every little bit of that. I don't want to throw any of it away. So I usually end up putting it aside and scraping some of that out and putting on top of the other. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm going to just punch a little. Where's my punch? There it is. We got a couple of these punches in, and then they sold out that day. We've got more coming, but I don't know how many they're going to send me. Lately, it's been like pulling teeth to try to get anything from the wholesale house. They're out of stock on everything. And it's not that they're selling out of stock, it's just that they're not getting that much in anymore. So we're having to just grab it when we see it. Let's see what we want to put on this one. You know, we could even put just a big butterfly, but this is the second page on this. And I'm thinking I might put one of these pretty doilies on there, the piece of it. I think this is the right side. Put that right there, and then we could put something else up here, but I'm going to punch out. There's some holes on here that are not punched out, and I can't stand that, so I'm going to punch them out. So anyway, what have you guys been doing? I know there was a couple of you that had birthdays right around mine, so happy birthday to you. I thank you all for all the birthday wishes, I got gifts, I got cards. I haven't shown the gifts yet. I did put a couple of the cards on Facebook this morning, but I haven't got the gifts shown, but I'll try to show those maybe tomorrow if I can get around to it. But I thank you all for all the beautiful gifts. They're very much appreciated. You do not have to do it, but I love every one of them. I did get some that were just anonymous that I have no clue who sent them because there was no name in the box or anything. And I thank you too for all of that. That's very, very sweet. Let's see, we'll put that there. I think I'm going to use one of these little labels. Believe in yourself. I might use that somewhere up here. I hate covering my number up. That's why I keep flipping it around like that. And then I think behind this, just a little bit, I'm going to use another one of these little punch outs here. And these are they're cut very, very well, but just be careful when you start punching them out because they do get hung in certain little areas. Like that one got hung and I tore the top of it off, but I'll glue it back. You just have to be a little bit slower than I am. I'm very impatient. It goes right there, so we'll just glue it back. So I think I'm going to put this down first. And you can use anything on these book pages. You don't have to have this and use it. I just happen to have these, and these were leftover. And, you know, I always get the leftovers. And so I decided that I would use some of them today. Let's see. Let's put it like that. Oops. Knocked my glue over. And then we'll put its little top on. That little top right there. There we go. I keep doing that with my hand and I need to do it with this. Okay. And I'm just going to snip off that little tiny bit right there. Okay. Then did I glue this? Did I put glue on this and I pulled it up? I could have. I think I probably did, and then I just pulled it up. I don't know. I'd have to look back at the video to tell. Okay, there we go. We'll put that down. Pull it right down to the bottom. Okay, and then I think we'll put this about right there. And I still have not got my new camera put up. I did get the memory cards. They came later than the camera. I got those in, I want to say day before yesterday. And I've got things ready. I've just got to put it up and test it. So I have to, you know, there's settings on it, so I have to make sure I get the settings right and all that. This one that I have is just one of those cheap ones that you just plug in and turn it on. It doesn't have any options on it. So on that one, I'll need to look at the settings and see how I need to set it, and then it'll be ready to go. Let's see if we want to put one other thing on there. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to put this little butterfly, and I'm just going to put it right there. That may look weird to some people, but that spot in a doily, I always feel like I want to cover it up with something. So we'll put him right at the edge, and then he'll just be flying toward that flower over there. Okay, there is a pocket. Finished, ready to go down in the journal. All right, let's grab another book page. I've got little dots everywhere now. What will we make out of this one? Let's make a tag out of this one. And I'm trying to think. I think I want to put something behind it because it's strong, but it's not as strong as I like my tags. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper over here somewhere. And I'm just going to back it with some coffee dyed. And I'm going to back the whole thing, and then what I have to cut off, I'll use elsewhere. And I'm going to try to use the rest of this up before I lay it aside. Alright, and I need to remember, I think I have a little white edge around there. Put that down right there. Grab my bone folder. Go. And I think I'm going to use my trimmer because I'm going to trim a little bit off of the paper of the book page. Don't want my tag quite that wide. Just going to trim a little bit off at the bottom. And a little off on this side. And then at the top, I always like to leave my numbers, so I'm just going to trim it down to about right there. And this is going to be a nice tag. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and yes, it's curling just a little bit, but when I finish right here, it won't be. It'll be flat. There we go. Flat as a flitter. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut our tag shape. Oh, I'm going to lose my number. Oh well. Can't stand to lose my numbers. But it is what it is. I could have used it and put it back on somewhere else, but I'm just going to leave it. I've got so many numbers anyway that I can use. And then I like to ink around these pretty well, because the book page to me looks really, really good when it's inked. It makes it look even more older than, or even older, not more older, but older than it is. There we go. That's all the leftovers that I got was these green ones, so, which is fine with me because I love green anyway. But I didn't get any other colors, but there were other colors in the kits. So you might have gotten some other color. Okay. I think I want that there. And this is also some of the washi that came in the kits. Ooh, isn't that pretty? So I'm going to take these out. Now, if you want to use this box to cut your washi, you can certainly do that. You need to take this little piece right here off, or yeah, you take it off, I think, or you might fold it down. Let me see. It's been a while since I've used it like this. Yeah, I think you take it off. Take that off. And I always cut these off too, because to me they just get in my way, but you don't have to. You put this down on here, and then you can put your washi back in, and I always get it started. And most of the time I forget to use this, but it's okay. Put your washi back in there, and then you can just pull out whatever piece you want, and then you just slide that little thing across it, and it cuts it. Well, it cuts it if you have it down in there right. So if you want to keep your little box and use that, you can. I think I might. And this is the fabric washi. Some people got well, I think a lot of you got some fabric washi. And then some got, you got the fabric washi, and then you also got the stamp washi. Where is it? Right here. It's got the little stamps. And here again, I grabbed me one. Ugh. So it looks like little stamps, so we might use some of that too. And they just tear off. I think we might use the darker ones, or the lighter ones. Okay, let's finish this up. Now just put that down there at the bottom. And then I think I might put a little piece on the side somewhere, and I'm just going to use this darker. Now this washi, well, I'll show you, it does not tear. So you either use that little trimmer or you just use your scissors. Whichever one you want to do. I usually use my scissors because I forget about the trimmer in the box. And I'm going to pull that up. Oops, come on, you come up. I'm going to put that under this one. Like that. There we go. And then I'm going to put this down to make it look like it's kind of coming out from behind that. And then I think I'll use one of these. Or some of these. See if I can get it going here. And I always save that little piece of tape because I need to put it back on, because if I don't, it all rolls off. So what shall we do with this? I don't really know. I don't want to put it that way. It looks too boxed in. I don't know. Now that I got it off, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. No, it's too short. Maybe a ticket. Let's try a ticket. I might just slide that behind it, maybe. Well, the ticket looks okay, but I still think it needs something going this way. We've got too many things that are lined up. So I think it needs like something like this. All right, let's tuck this little branch right under there, like that. And then I'm just going to go behind here, put a few little pieces. I'm going to put some pieces of glue. Maybe my head's not in the shot because I need a hair doing. Well, I guess I have to put it back under there. I told Bethany I need a pedicure, a manicure, and a color. I need my gray covered. And she said, okay. But she's working this week at her second job. Well, her third job. So, couldn't get in to see her. So don't look at my hair today. Alright, we'll put that right there. And I'm going to put it at an angle. I'll put that back down. And then I still don't know if this is going to go. Probably not. I don't think I got that one glued. I don't mind it right there. Truthfully. Doesn't have to go on the other side. Right there. And then let's see if we want one of these kind of tucked somewhere. I don't think I want anything like that. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like something's empty, but I don't know where to put it. I'm going to put it down here. If it doesn't work, all I have to do is grab another piece of book page or another tag or whatever and just put on the over it so to cover it up. It's not a big deal. It's just paper. Okay, there we go. That one is finished, other than poking her hole and putting ribbon or whatever in. So that one's finished. That one took a little bit longer because I was so undecided as to what I wanted to do. So what else did I say we were going to make? Let's see. Let's grab, I want to try to get a different page, like a darker color. Here we go. And this may be very, very brittle. This is one I played around with the other day. Yeah, I'm going to have to glue two of these together. That one's real brittle. But we can do that. We can glue two together. And then we can work with that. And I may even put something in between both of them. Just because they are kind of brittle. And I don't want it falling apart. Whoops. Put it on the wrong side there, girl. Okay, I think I've got all the glue I can get out of that until I scrape it. And this one may be close to empty too. It feels like it. I think it is. I may have to get up and get another one. Yeah, this one's empty too. This is another one I'm saving. Okay, brand new glue stick. And this is always a challenge the first time you take that lid off. Oh, that was so much better. Okay. I'm going to glue it really well because I don't want air pockets in there. And then I'm going to stick that down. No. Let's just stick 3 pages together. These are very, very brittle, and it's not like I don't have enough pages. Yeah, you can actually see where this glue's going on there. Okay. That should be good. And I am intentionally not putting it right up to the edge because I'm going to trim some of this off. Move some things back. Okay, let's trim this. So thank you guys for all of you who ordered the birthday bash bundles. I appreciate it. We still have a few of the AJ kits left if any of you want to grab one of those. I will be working with some of the product in the AJ kit probably this weekend. I've got to, I need to make up something using the AJ kit, so probably this weekend I will try my best. Unless something happens that I can't get on, and then it'll be next week. There we go. That little piece off there. And I'm just going to round the corners because since this is going to be a journal card, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and cover the back because it's still pretty flimsy. And I need something on the back that you can journal on anyway. There we go. Yeah, Brooklyn came over again today. Of course, she was here last night, but she had left some of her charging cords and things. And she needed them for school, so her mother brought her over here. And she had picked me up well, she had bought her daddy some chicken fingers or chicken nuggets. And he didn't want them, so she brought them over here and gave them to me. She said, here, Nene, you can have these if you want them. And I said, yeah, I'll take them if nobody else wants them. I said, I'll put them in my salad tonight when I eat my salad. And she said, chicken nuggets in your salad? I said, yeah, have you not ever ate chicken nuggets in your salad? She said, no, ma'am. So I said, it's really good. And I said, that can be my meat for today. And she was like, I don't know if I'd like chicken nuggets in my salad or not. I said, believe me, don't knock it until you try it. I said, it's just like eating a grilled chicken salad. I mean, a fried chicken salad, not a grilled. But anyway, she was funny. I don't think I like that, she said. I said, well, I wasn't going to cook any meat for my salad, so now I've got the meat for my salad. She said, Nanny, do you ever eat anything besides a salad? I said, sometimes. Not very often, but sometimes. I said, I like different kinds of salads, so that's just kind of what I stick to. Plus, they're easy, you know. Salads are easy, and you can fix them for one person. So I don't have to worry about having a bunch of leftovers or something like that. So I just fix a salad. All right, do we have any more tall flowers? I think I might have used all the tall flowers. Yeah, I think I've used them all. I have some short ones and I have some big butterflies. Okay, I might use this one. And I know I'm using all same color, but I will definitely put them in my journals. And then I'm going to use a pretty big butterfly, I think. And I might put this up here, but my butterfly down here. And I'll need something right there on the end of that because it looks like it's floating in the air. And what shall we put next? I can use either one of these words that comes off of here across that, which I think I might do. Take one step at a time. Yeah, I might do that right there. So let me put a little bit of ink around this little butterfly. I don't think I'm going to ink this much because I'll end up breaking it. All right, so let's see what we're going to do here. Whoops. Pick it up, pick it up. That. I was looking at a piece of this to see if I could figure out how to use it. I may just put a piece of this across the bottom. What do you guys think? What do you think? Oh, I like that. Let's do that. Covering my number up again, but that's okay. And I'm just going to wrap it around because it's not going to hurt anything. Then we'll cut those edges off in just a minute since we rounded those. Can't put this back in your rounder because it will stick in there, but I just do it with the scissors. It snips pretty easy. And then this will hold a little bit of ink, so I go ahead and put a little ink on there. Now another good thing that you could do with this washi is you could make this into a pocket. All you'd have to do is put something behind the washi, stick the washi on another book page, and then put it down, and you've got another pocket here. So you could do that. That would be pretty too. So I'm going to put this little guy down, I think. And he's going to go right there. Now I am going to ink the butterfly a little bit more because this is down now and the butterfly's not going to show quite as well unless I ink the edges. So I'm going to put a little bit heavier ink around him. Then, see, when I put him down, he shows real well. And I call it a him, and it could be a her. I don't know. I don't know how to tell the difference in butterflies. There we go. So we got that down, and now all we need is this piece. Well, I'm thinking now I may not need that down there since I've got it close to this. So I might just put it up here like that. I don't feel like it needs to be on that now because it just really doesn't work. Doesn't go well. I'm just going to put it right there. Like that. And I don't know if we want anything else on here or not. Oh, that's not the one that I picked up a minute ago. Where is that one? Did I put it down? I think I used it, didn't I? Let's get this one. It's a little bit darker. I think I might put it there. Now you could turn this. I'm not sure if I want it turned. Do I want it turned? I think I might because I don't want it like stuck right up underneath that and squared off because it looks too planned. So I think I'm just going to lay it that way. And then we could put a little pull up here, whatever we would want. And I still keep wanting to put this guy down here. I might do that because there's white in here. I'm just going to ink a little bit on the edges just because I don't want all of that white showing. And just to make the little trimmed edges stick out just a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. And this is just decorating on the fly. That's what this is called. Making on the fly. There we go. I like that. And that's a nice journal card. Nice journal card. Okay, so we've got a belly band, a pocket, a tag, and a journal card. And the tag, yes, and the journal card will all go inside the pocket that we made. So that's what we've made today. I think that's all I'm going to do right now. I've got lots to drag out here. I could just keep going and going and going and going, but I think I'm going to stop on that. And then I did send out the email today that has the Friday freebie on it, so make sure that you go ahead and go over to the blog and pick up your Friday freebie. I am working on a surprise for you guys. I don't know when I'll get it finished. I'll just be honest with you, because every day that I plan on getting a lot of these things done, like today, I had all my list of things that I wanted to get done, and then I woke up, I come down here, I got to work really early, and my computer was messed up, both my printers was messed up, so I spent most of the morning working on printers and working on computers. So I got nothing done that I had planned, but that's the way days go sometimes when you're dealing with computers and printers. So anyway, I do have a big surprise plan for y'all, but I don't know exactly when I'll get it up. So just watch for it. I will send an email out about it. Also, somebody had asked about the drawing for the design team. I think I had said, and I would have to go back and look at my video, but I wrote it down on my paper that I would do that this Friday, which is tomorrow. I may be wrong. Somebody else might have heard me say something different, but I am going to do it tomorrow. I've got all of them. I've read all of them. I've highlighted different things, and I think I have my design team in my head, unless something changes. I'm going to read over them one more time tonight. We had 15 entries and lots of beautiful pictures of creations that they had made. So I'm excited to get them to work and watch and see what all they make out of our digitals. So anyway, I'll do that tomorrow. I have that on my list for tomorrow, and then we'll come back and play with the Friday freebie tomorrow and make some things. And I plan on working on the AJ kit probably this weekend, or maybe at the latest Monday or Tuesday. There are a few more left. If you want one, grab it now. I've got them marked down a little bit lower than what they would have been if you had just purchased them outright from the members kit. But, and then again, I think I have only one of the birthday bash bundles left. Those were worth $160, and we sold them for $59.95. They have tons of things in them. This little bit that I used is just a tiny portion of what was in those kits. All right, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share the video if you will. That helps us out a ton. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.